Just at the start of a 3-day solo trip. Haven't done a solo trip this year. And first time in a while I did a canoe camping trip. So Joe and I were supposed to head off to a new place, and I had that route all mapped out, but it's a little bit technical in terms of the number of portages, and Joe couldn't quite make it this weekend for his own reasons, so I decided to kind of scrap our new exploration route for the good old standby Puzzle Lake here. The route took me through Gull Lake, portage over through to Puzzle, portage to Loist Lake, small portage to Mud, then through Norway, all the way up Norway, the longer portage over to Bear Lake and to the campsite. Just on Puzzle Lake now. Fairly easy portage. Beautiful colors. We're just heading towards that embayment. Puzzle Lake to Loist, little tiny short portage, and it's slower going paddling on my own compared to when I'm usually with other folks, but it's really peaceful too. Still on Puzzle. Well, no complaints about this area. It's that nice cool fall weather. Actually, it's warm enough I had to take my jacket off. And we may get a little bit of rain showers this afternoon, but nothing too bad. I'm pretty happy. Just coming up on the end of Loist Lake. And right where those yellow trees are, straight off the bow, is our tiny little portage trail to Mud Lake, where all that bass fishing is. I don't think I'm going to fish because my plan is to keep going further today, and I'm carrying enough loose stuff in the boat on my portages that I don't want to have to be carrying fish as well. Just traveling through the hummocks into Mud Lake. Just paddling mud now. I don't know if you can see that blaze orange behind me. It's certainly a nice backdrop. Just on the other side of Mud, just by the beaver dam. So we're on Norway proper now. This lake's pretty long. We have to go to the very end of the lake. It's about 10 o'clock. I imagine it'll take about 40 minutes. I'm blessed with the fact that the wind is at my back. Of course, when I come back in a couple days, I might not be so lucky. Okay, Bear Lake, and we've got the canoe here. It's about 20 after 11, so we started at about 7:30, about 4 hours all told to get to Bear Lake with the canoe. So that's my tarp setup, just a basic setup, sleeping bag and emergency blanket, and my Xpad 7 down mat. And I'm a good little walk. I'm about 300 meters or so to the fire pit, and I did notice that there's some bear scat in the area, so I'm trying to keep all my camp, all my basically food and dirty clothes and all that by the fire pit, and I'm just keeping my sleep gear here, and I don't even plan to be here except for sleeping. But it was a bit of a challenge trying to find level ground and find tie-offs for the tarp. But I was able to do it, but it took a little bit of looking. This is a site Joe saw in the wintertime, and he just absolutely fell in love with this area. It's pretty nice, I have to say. Okay, so I've got the camp, basically just a tarp set up, and I've got my bush chair. It's now 1:30, so been here for a couple of hours. Still have to do wood prep. Got my food bag rope set up, and it's really just finding wood for tonight. I'm going to take a little break, maybe eat some lunch, and start looking for wood. There's lots of hardwood in the area, so shouldn't be a problem. Just going to use a little twig stove for now. Start up a meal of dehydrated beans. So final prognosis. Tastes pretty much like the chili that I made just before dehydrating it. One thing I did do is I made this chili really spicy hot, and it did lose a little bit of that spiciness, but it's just about right actually right now. The beef tastes really good, the kidney beans are good, and the vegetables rehydrate nice. So it does take a little bit longer to rehydrate than something like Mountain House, but you know, you get to control what you're eating, and it's a lot cheaper. I'm impressed. I'm going to do this more often. So Bear Lake has the big bucket mouths too on a worm. Gonna let him go. Well, it's 6:30. Pretty much done for the day. Still got a lot of wind on the lake, and it's kind of kept me from fishing, although I did catch the one bass. Pretty good day. Made a lot of distance. Made it all the way to Bear Lake in one go. And set up camp. Have my wood. Have my fire going. I think I'm only going to stay up a couple hours and then go to bed. It's been a long day, and I only got a couple hours sleep last night. So far so good. I'm just hoping that wind dies and goes away for tomorrow, so we can get a little bit of fishing in.